This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, and this week joining me is Brett Franklin from ESPN Radio 94, and it's also online, 945ESPN.com. You can tune in 94.5 in White River Junction, 94.3 in Claremont. And Brett, thank you for joining us. We are here to the second half of the baseball season.
Hard to believe. Hopefully my tan's coming in nicely.
It always is.
Thank you.
We've had plenty of sun. Hopefully it clears up for the next few days, but they're going to continue playing baseball either way, even though last night in Baltimore had a little bit of a scare, rain delay, and it looked like Red Sox might be on the short end of things. They end up blowing it even more, and we're going to get into that. What do the Red Sox do at the trade deadline to bolster that bullpen maybe? Obviously, they've made some moves in the starting pitching department. Is that all? So we'll start with the Red Sox second half of the season, and I say that in quotes, second half of the season after the All-Star break, only 59 games left or something like that. So the good start, 2 out of 3 against Detroit, struggling out of the gate offensively, and then splitting so far against Baltimore. The rubber match tonight, David Price pitching, and then they go back home for a big 10-game homestand. A good start so far if they can win this game against Baltimore.
Yeah, you just want to win this series against a pretty lousy Baltimore team. 40 and a half games back coming into tonight. Yeah, last night a game where the Red Sox had the tying run on base, and then all of a sudden it just starts pouring again. You had the guy up, Mookie Betts,
who you wanted in that spot.
Who you wanted in that situation, but just didn't come to fruition. But I mean, this team, trying to get a little separation from the Yankees. That's one thing that I've talked about coming out of the All-Star break. They need to start to separate themselves from the Pinstripes. They have a 5-game lead right now. Of course, 10 games still left to go head-to-head between these two teams. But I think as long as you're winning series, that's all that matters. We'd love to have the sweep, but it's very hard to do that.
Right.
But the Red Sox have been 10-2 against Baltimore this season. Rubber match tonight. But again, as long as you win the series, that's all that matters.
Right, and they've done well as they end the series. There's no off days. There's no giveaway games. Alex Cora has really put the best lineup out there, and the lineups have performed, doing well in those getaway games. We go to the pitcher of record last night, who's starting pitcher Pomerantz, and he struggled again. You expected him not to have his best stuff, obviously his first start, but when does this become a true concern? Because he really hasn't had his best stuff all season. So you could say, okay, well, it was his first start back, 78 pitches or whatever it ended up being. But is this starting to be like a big concern, especially with Erod and then Stephen Wright? Who knows when they're coming back?
Yeah, I have absolutely no faith in Drew Pomerantz moving forward. I just don't think he's healthy. He's really never been. I should say he's never been healthy. Last year he was the healthier of his career.
Right.
But I don't have any expectations for him moving forward. And I'm sure they're going to give him another couple looks because they're going to have to.
Right.
But I'm not holding out hope that Drew Pomerantz is going to be giving you anything moving forward. Now, I'm sure we'll get to here in a little bit. Red Sox do go out and make a trade earlier today. They pick up Nathan Eovaldi from Tampa Bay, who's coming off his second Tommy John surgery, 3-4 with about a 4.5 ERA for the Tampa Bay Rays. But yeah, as far as Pomerantz is concerned, stick a fork in him. I'm not holding out any hope. He is what he is, but clearly he's hurt, and they might have to shut him down for the season. I feel like it's eventually going to get to that.
Well, it's going to be interesting the last 2 months of the season. You mentioned the trade, Eovaldi, and he's going to be that guy. And you mentioned on your radio show yesterday I was on, and you said they need somebody who's not going to be a pitcher in the playoffs, a Doug Fister type guy who's going to get him some starts because they need that. But then you start to wonder, Pomerantz, you wonder if Wright comes back and when. He should. Rodriguez, that does not sound really promising. He still has no timetable. So you've only got 3 healthy pitchers. You need 4 in the playoffs. I know we don't want to look too far in advance, but are they done with this trading pieces for the starting rotation?
Probably not, but they're not going to get anybody big. I mean, we saw the Yankees last night go out and get Zach Britton. And it's just, when Houston's is going to be in the same mold, the Yankees still need a couple of starters as well. So, yeah, the Red Sox are going to probably go out and get somebody, but it's not going to be anybody big because they just don't have the pieces or the trade bait that, say, the Yankees or the Astros have. So they're going to go out and get somebody. I don't know if it's going to be anybody that's going to light the world on fire, and they're going to need somebody, and we'll have to see what Dave Dombrowski pulls out of his hat.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of talk in the next week. Obviously, trade deadline next Tuesday, so we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more who's on the trading block, and obviously the Yankees getting that big piece in Zach Britton. What does that do for them? Do they have more that they're going to do, maybe getting a starting pitcher? And are the Red Sox going to get another piece offensively or in the bullpen? Brett Franklin from 94 ESPN Radio, YCN Sports Talk. We'll be right back.